That was
Hi. How do you guys do? So again, y'all already know who this be. This be Thaddeus, and this be.
You can't introduce me?
I mean, I could.
Come on now.
I'm sorry.
You know my name.
Okay, this is. Sorry, I have to do this official. And with further ado,
Wow.
I would like to bring to the audience Sir Darius, the finest of the land, quite intelligent, quite well known, and quite popular. You are all blessed
Whatever.
to speak with Darius today. That was good.
It was good.
That was good, right?
Well.
That was damn. That was appropriate. Hell no. Okay, I want an introduction. Your turn.
This is Thaddeus, everyone.
Oh, that's it?
That'll be it.
That's it?
I like it simple. I like it.
Yes. So today's podcast, as you know, we do the podcast every Tuesday at 5 p.m. live here on YouTube. Make sure we're going to start off by saying that I want you to make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel because we will do this religiously. Every week you'll get at least one podcast, sometimes more, but usually at least once a week. Every Tuesday at 5 p.m. You can tune in here to witness us live. Ask questions live, get a free live intuitive reading from whomever decides to do the reading at the time. Even if you don't want one, you're going to get one. I have some tarot cards I'm going to pull today. I got to get back on this. I haven't been doing this in a while, so that's my tarot cards I'll be pulling. But yes, for those who are new to the podcast, Why Did I Incarnate podcast is for those who are of the spiritual nature of this. They're aware that there's more to life than meets the eye. They're aware that there's more to life than a 9-to-5 job and hating everything that revolves around the 9-to-5 job. It's for those who are trying to figure out why they incarnated. Why did I incarnate? Okay. And what we're here to do as spiritual beings is profess our knowledge of incarnation and how we go through the daily shit we got to go through, essentially. It's just like a how to get through life 101 from the perspective of Thaddeus and I. And today's lesson for those who are watching is how to continuously evolve, how to not get stuck in a rut, how to not find a rut to be a rut, how to just remove the idea of a rut because the rut shouldn't exist because evolution is continuous. And if you're stuck in a rut, you're stuck, which is the idea of not being in motion, which isn't possible because, as I've said plenty of times before, with contrast, you have desire, but contrast is something that will come regardless of whether or not you want it to come. So it's just a matter of being at peace with it and being open to it, experiencing it as it comes because it's going to come and it will continue to come. It will not never come because you want it to come because you want to grow. How can you grow without the contrast or the lack of growth? You need that growth because what is growth? It's going from here to here. What's here if you were never there? That's contrast. If you think about it, if you Google the definition of contrast, it is that space in between. That is the difference. That is the contrast. So you need that contrast for growth. And you want to expand, you want to grow, and that's why you're watching this podcast, because that's what we do. So yes, how to continuously evolve. What we always decide these topics just by what we're feeling the week prior or the day of. Usually, we literally he picks me up and we discuss. Okay, so what are we going to discuss today? And last night I was out with friends, and there's someone that I'm interested in, but his energy isn't what I think I want. It's not what my heart wants, but it's what I think I want mentally. And I was just thinking to myself, I don't want you. Why am I here for you? I should be here for me. Why am I thinking of you? I should be thinking of me. You're doing what's best for me and allow that to be something you look into if that's something you're wanting to do. But for me at the time, it was not that. I was thinking that I wanted something at which my heart did not. I was thinking that I wanted this great grand energy of someone. When in reality, I'm much more of the gentle giant kind of guy. Like I can be rambunctious. I can be loud and gaudy and off the cusp, or whatever that phrase is. I can do that as well. But naturally speaking, this is me. I speak with power. I speak with a lot of finesse, but I don't do too much in the meantime. I feel like I can do that with my words, but at the same time, I'm not like, whoa, that's not really me. And although I respect that in others and that side of me can come out and it can exist and I can relate to it, I can feel it. It's something I have to try to do. I can be goofy. I can be silly. Of course, that's fine. I can be very childlike. But that comes when it comes. But with this particular person, there's other energy that doesn't suit with me. And I was so focused on that energy that it was all I thought I wanted. And I had to come to terms with that. And I text Thaddeus while at this bar and thinking, okay, I just realized I don't want what I thought I did. I want what my heart is telling me I want. I want like a different version of me, someone who's like Thaddeus is very chill. He can get rambunctious as well. He's very chill though. You know, I get along great with him because of how chill he is. Of course, again, I don't want to say like he's always lackadaisical with life. He is not. He's very passionate about a lot of things, very excited at the same time. But for a good portion of the time, he's very chill, you know. And so I was texting him while I was at the bar, and I was telling him that I thought I wanted something I did not. And what came to him intuitively is that we're constantly shedding, and it's a part of this self-shedding process. I'm not sure the exact words he used, but it was of that nature. And to me, that meant that I shouldn't feel as if I should already know this. Because, you know, I'm 26 years old. I should already know what I want, right? You would think that on paper, at the age of 26, you are to be at this certain benchmark, but you're not. Because that is what causes the rut. That is what causes you to be stuck. If you're expecting to be at point C, but you're in the middle of point B and C, then that's okay, because you're still going to point C. Maybe not where you thought you would have been, but perhaps on the journey to point C, you discover something that allowed you to create a point D. And to get to point D, you needed that experience between point B and C. You see what I'm saying? So you need that experience, and no matter how long it takes to get there. So when I could discover that I wasn't attracted to this person like I thought I was, I immediately was at peace with it, because I knew that I was exactly where I needed to be. I was continuously evolving. I shouldn't have felt as if I needed to know that then, because I didn't know it until I knew it, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because how are you evolving? You're constantly doing it. Evolving is continuous. You can't evolve and then never evolve again. That's defeats the purpose of the word. That definition does not exist and coexist with that word of evolution. You know, so evolving is something that's continuous. It's something that persists with time. And for me, this entire past week actually has been a bit of an evolution, because an incident at my 9-to-5 job. I don't actually work 9 to 5, but I just say that so you guys understand my main source of income comes from this job. At my 9-to-5 job, something happened where a big portion of my privacy was thrown into the wolves, literally. When I say private shit, I mean private shit. Like a personal journal of mine was opened up, given to managers, and spread throughout the restaurant without my permission, without my knowing, until a few days after. And I was subject to sexual discrimination because of it. And I was forced, as a spiritual being, to stand in my power. So I was forced to evolve, which is fine now, but at the moment I was like, what the fuck? But once I came to terms with it, I'm like, okay, this is change. This is the full moon in Aries. This is me diving into my new version of change. What does that change for me? Standing in my power all the time. All the time. Because before then I wasn't afraid of my sexuality, but I wouldn't throw it at your face. And not saying that I do that now, but now if you would have asked me, oh, if table 31 is attractive, I would let you know casually. Now before it was like, oh, I don't know if I can, who's around me, even though I'm not in the closet at all. But now I'm forced to stand my power. Now I'm forced to discuss my spiritual nature, and I should be at peace with that, because it's who I am authentically. And something Thaddeus let me know during this situation is that when you're weird and you're authentically weird and you're at peace with being weird, you attract other people who are quote unquote weird, but no one is really weird. We're just authentic. When you deem someone very weird, they're not weird, they're authentic. And authenticity creates people who are like you. It makes life easier, you know, because you're essentially attracting those who exist in the realm that you do. And because you're attracting those weirdos, you're having that same kind of vibration, and you come together and you can create things that you can never create without the other person. Thaddeus, for example, Thaddeus will be deemed weird by most. When I first met him, I'm like, oh, this nigga's weird as fuck. Mind you, I'm weird as hell myself. I'm like, oh, this nigga's weird as, like, that nigga's weird, you know? But that's how we coexist so well together, because he's quote unquote weird. But he's not weird, he's authentic, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So this podcast today is just about continuously evolving and what evolution is and how you can be aware of it and notice the signs that prevent you from evolving. A part of me, when I discovered that I wasn't attracted to this person like I thought I was, a part of me wanted to be like, what the fuck, Darius? Why don't you know this by now? You're 26, you give intuitive readings all the time. People trust you with their lives sometimes, and you can't figure out what you want to have sex with. Why? A part of me wanted to do that. Had I done that, that would have stopped the evolution. Yes, that's contrast. Yes, had I done that, I would have definitely had the desire for growth that much more apparent because of that deep level of contrast. But if I can avoid that massive amount of contrast, I will do so, because contrast doesn't always feel good. It doesn't feel great. It's not something you want to dive into. You don't want to welcome contrast. You want to be at peace with it when it arrives. You want contrast to feel like landing on a bed with no pillow, as opposed to landing on a bed of rocks, you know? That's deep, right? That's good. That's good, because a bed with a pillow is comfortable, but it's not as comfortable as it will be. But it's still contrast. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to jump into a bed of daggers. You want to, be good, but not all the way good. Because once that pillow comes, you're gonna be great. You see what I'm saying? And that's the contrast that you want to experience. You don't want to dive into something that's just tumultuous and makes you feel like shit. Even if you do, you will feel the amount of joy you feel once you come out of it will be great, but you don't want to just do that for fun. Unless you want to. Unless you're a masochist, then that's your business. By all means, go for it. But that's ideal, not the case, you know? So evolution is being aware of that desire of wanting to dive into the contrast. Because a part of me wanted to be pissed at myself, but the other part was like, nope, don't do it. Don't do it. You're better than that. That's 10 years ago. You did that last year. Nope, this year we're not doing that. We're doing this. We're evolving. We're being aware of our ruts, and we're stopping them from occurring because we're aware of them. We're aware of the contrast. That's pretty much all I wanted to say right now. I feel like Thaddeus has some stories he wants to tell. But yeah, here you go.
Grazie. Yeah, I'm with him too. Like, you can probably feel our energy is very like, I mean, I can sense it. Like, our energy is like we're in something.
Yeah,
like,
especially today, like right now.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing glasses. I'm blind as fuck, but I can see. I don't know what happened, but I can see. That is me. I can see myself. That is so weird to me. So weird to me. Truly, like, I'm truly blind as shit. I took my glasses off another podcast, and I'm like, what the fuck? Where's going? I can see now. I don't know what happened, but I can see.
He's fine.
Yeah, I just think it's awesome.
Yeah, like, our energy is just very like in something right now. So you could probably pick up on that for our intuitive people out there. Yeah, I was when I was texting him that, I was telling him about like his whole self-shedding, and also with the self-shedding, just a lot to do that we're evolving. Like, you feel like, you should know stuff or know these things already. I know for me, earlier in my journey, I always felt like, I should know this stuff by now. Like how he said he does intuitive readings, but I help people a lot. I did a lot of stuff. I knew a lot of things. I can access a lot of things, but it was just like, when it came to stuff that I would experience, it's just like, damn, like, I should know this. I should be ahead of the game. And I found myself kind of cutting myself off in a way. And I went through that, and I went through that a lot with myself, and my spirit guides and source, higher self, they would tell me stuff and whatnot. But then it reached a point where I was just like, man, okay, really now, like, really, I like, something happened. I don't remember when. I just remember the feeling, and I was just like, okay, I really can't figure this out. And then it dawned on me then when either it was Fire who was talking to me, or it was Source, whatever you want to call it, basically was saying like, you feel like you're supposed to know all of this, all of that now, and whatever, but you're experiencing this for a reason. This is helping you to understand something. Like, yeah, you can do all of blah, 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 but this is for you. There's something in here that you need, that, instead of blaming yourself, like you need to, know it. I had to kind of let go of that and just say, you know what? I had to really just let that go, thinking that I know everything, and just, experience it. So that was my biggest lesson, that I had to learn to just experience it, and then be aware to the degree that I know I can be, of like, okay, how is this serving me? What is this trying to serve? What is this trying to tell me? And when I did it that way, things became easier, I guess. I became more patient. I guess my tolerance grew. I noticed I developed a sense of detachment, in a sense. And it wasn't hard. It was just, I noticed like, okay, this one person, they pissed me off. And, I started taking it everywhere I went. I'm like, all right, you would think by now, I know this guy's energy. I know how he's going to respond. You would think I would know to not let him affect me. But somehow he just happened to do that. And then when I just stopped, when I caught myself and I was like, okay, you know what am I trying to see here? Then it came to me like, okay, yeah, you are aware. That's good. But what you need to see is that instead of you trying to say F this dude or whatever, like you don't care, you need to see, okay, this person is genuinely hurt. And you need to look past all the stuff that he's doing and look at the pain and see how you can help this individual with that. And then when I opened my awareness up to that changed the game. So, that was stuff that I went through, and I was telling him I used to do that to myself a lot. And I just had to learn, let it go. I just had to let go and just be aware and just always ask myself the question, how is this serving me? Because I firmly believe in this belief for me, and it works all the time for me, is that everything is serving me. So now I just immediately go there. How is it serving me? That was something too. And then just kind of moving to like the whole self-shedding. I'm still going through that myself. But more what that mean is like you're going to be going through stuff, but certain things happen, like you said, contrast, forced to evolve, family, things are happening. And what you'll notice is that it's going to require you to let go certain things about yourself, or certain things that certain ways you operate it. And you're going to have to drop stuff, let it go. Or, it's going to completely require you to do something to do a big ass 360 or 180, however you call it, and let go your main source of how you just do things. And I've learned, like, that's all getting you cleaner and clearer and more authentic, more purity. It's all serving you to get back to like who you really are. And the self-shedding can come in, all different ways. It could be something external, like, what he went through and then how it's affecting him, internally. And then, how it forced him to evolve, and he was able to come to terms and learn. And then, for myself, I was telling him this too. For me, I don't really go through a lot of external things. I mostly 90% of my stuff is internal. So I handle that internally and I fix it. Let me say it doesn't stay in there and I don't, suppress it. No, but most of my stuff is internal. One of the things I was telling him before we were, discussing what we're going to do in the podcast is like, my biggest thing is I've always had this, I don't have it anymore because I understood it, but I've always had this fear of amnesia. I've always had this it wasn't like a deathly fear, but it was just like this stable, the best way I can describe it was just like this stable fear. It didn't spread. It didn't affect the way I did things. It was just always there, like this amnesia, a fear of amnesia. And I had to finally face that and ask, like, what is that? And I discovered that me personally, if you really know me, well, now y'all gonna really know me because I say this to people who really know me, but my whole life in this current phase that I know of, has all been about regaining my memories back. And I go through stuff, and then I learned that my emotions, they're like frequencies, and they'll trigger certain things that causes my memories to come into play when something happens. It's just very interesting, and I like it. But I've always just felt like I was just kind of, I'm doing my thing. I'm working with where I'm at, and that's perfectly fine. But I had to understand, like, okay, I'm getting my memories back. These things are happening. I have to let this go. Once I let it go, then more of it's like I do an action. And then the memory will kick in. And it's like, oh, that feels really good. And what that required in this whole process of regaining stuff is that I had to let go of how I thought I should be. One thing, I let go of how I thought I should present myself. One of the biggest, I will never forget this, one of the biggest things that there was this belief that I firmly held on to like a child, was I always had this belief when I was younger, in my dark days, that, suffer in silence. That was always my thing, like just suffer in silence. Like, I was not going to show or share stuff with people. It was just like, no, I'll suffer in silence and then, fix it. And then it's good. But I had to let go of that. It was like, dude, you don't need to be suffering. Like, there's people who care, like, stuff like that. So I had to let that go, shed that part of myself to step more into my authenticity. And what you'll learn as you're continuously evolving is that, to sum it up, you're gonna really unlearn a bunch of shit. It's really come down to that. You're unlearning.
Unlearn is a perfect way to describe that.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. You literally are. It's just, okay, you thought this was a certain way, but you'll discover like it's not that way, or it doesn't work for you. And that's perfectly fine. I think another thing I was telling him is that, a lot of people say balance. You need balance.
Yes, I'm so glad you said that. I was just going to say myself, perfect. Go on. That's good.
Yeah.
Say that.
He was, I was talking to him about that, and I was just saying, like, you know, there's certain things I thought or I had to let go, but one of the things was balance. I told him, I was like, balance don't work for me. And I was telling my brother later, or previously, I was like, balance just don't work for me because I am full of extremes. Like, as he, you know, says it to you guys don't really see it because it's nothing that.
Precisely, we don't have a reason to show that side of us, but it exists in both of us.
It exists. Like, you see me on here, I'm very chill, I'm very relaxed, but, you know, not saying I'm like trying not to show you guys. It is just nothing.
There's no reason. Nothing that popped up for us that I know.
Yeah. And I was telling him I'm full of extremes. You know, I'm very intense. I'm a very intense guy on the inside. Like, I do stuff very intense. Like, my training for my spiritual stuff is super intense. I do crazy stuff, but I'm full of extremes, and there can't be a balance, because if there's a balance, that means I'm cutting off my parts of myself. So, like, the best way to describe it is like, if I'm extremely like chill and I'm extremely like intense, if I was to try to balance, that means I would have to do 50% intense and 50% chill. I can't do that. I don't operate like that. And I was telling him, you know, one of the recent things about my being extreme, I was going to say extremities, extremities. One of my things is I was telling him I had to learn a lot of stuff about my heart space and also my mind. And my mind is very extreme, and I discovered my heart is very extreme, but I connected those two. Balance doesn't exist for me, but what does exist for me is harmony. And that is a whole different ballgame if you ask me. And I was telling him, I was like, how my streams go, my heart could be like the sun. That is the governing thing, and my mind is like the planets, you know, orbiting around the sun. But then there comes a phase where I may need to be really mental, and then my mental is like the sun, and everything in my heart and everything else revolves around that. And I've learned that for me is I need harmony in that, and I have that. You know, I had to let go of balance. Yes, I do believe you need balance to certain things. Don't get me wrong. Like, you know, you need your balance to, you know, your work life, your other lives, whatnot. That's yeah. But for me, how I operate, I have to operate in harmony. So that's one thing I had to learn, and I had to shed the whole thing about balance. And with the whole self-shedding is that I find that a lot of people have difficulties with that, is if they're not being their authentic selves, and if they think they have this reputation or this not front, but this person that they have to be, persona, as a persona, character, whatever. You have to be something, like, you have to be a certain way. And it's just like, you know, no, you're still evolving. You're still changing. You're still growing. So the way you thought you should be may not work for you. So you might have to delete that itself and be really who you are. You may be this, oh, I need to be posed. I need to be, you know, speaking properly. And that's just what works for me. But then it may come a time where you really need to start, like, I don't know, fucking around and cussing and doing all types of crazy stuff, because that's where you're at, and you're evolving to that. And you may see, oh no, I can't do that. That's too, like, no, that's so wrong. But then if you think, okay, as you're doing it, are you expressing more of yourself? Do you feel a sense of freedom? So this feeling is serving you some way. So you're going to have to shed something. And the whole self-shedding is, you know, you can't say it's going to be easy, hard. It depends on the person, but these are things that's happening. And currently with me, I mean, honestly, I feel as though, I'm not going to say I'm like on a high. I feel as though it's like, the best way I can describe it, Darius, is, you know, well, y'all know now, I'm talking to y'all too, is, you know, when they go into space and they're just like floating. Yes. I feel like I'm in this stasis or state where nothing, like, don't get me wrong, everything is going great. Let me say that. Everything is going perfectly. Everything is moving. I'm not stuck. It ain't nothing like that. But I just feel personally that I'm just in this, I'm just floating. And I'm okay with that. Like, it doesn't feel wrong. It's just like, before I was very grounded, but now I'm just floating, and I'm just in this state of like, you know, I'm not much of an, I'm not very, very emotional, but my emotions, because I've been connected with my heart space, has been going like up, down, but I'm learning that I'm shedding some stuff that I didn't know was there.
And personally, I want to thank, my girl, Janae Aiko. I've been listening to her like heavy, like these past few days. But she's been helping me with like some emotional stuff. But yeah, dude, that's just like what I've been going through. It's just like, I've been in this whole stasis, and it's just like, I'm shedding, but as I'm doing it, I'm evolving. As I'm evolving, I'm learning more about myself and my memories. I'm growing. I'm developing. I'm sensing. It's like I the best way I can describe it is, if someone basically showed, like, if you came out of your body and someone just took you out of your body and they just like made your body grow like 10 times its size, and they're like, this is where you're growing towards, and you see it, you're like, okay, this is where I'm growing towards. And it's like, okay, now I'm gonna put you back in your body. Your body's still gonna stay that size, but now you're fit to experience and expand into that naturally. And that's just kind of how it feels for me. Like I see this huge growth and this evolution, and now it's just like, okay, now I'm about to experience what comes with this evolution. And whatever the self-shedding process or whatever it is, like things that I thought I should know, hell, it's like, yeah. One thing too I've learned is that there's certain things you think you know, but
Tell me about it.
You'll find that there was more to it. And it was just like, yeah, you knew what you needed to know then and there. But now that you're here, you didn't know everything. Now you can get more of this part of the puzzle or piece of the, advice. That's something I knew too. Like, okay, yeah. Like, yeah, you're supposed to be humble. Like, for example, like, okay, yeah, I thought, okay, yeah, you would think, okay, I'm humble, but this shit is bothering me, and then when it kind of erupts, you're like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Then it's like, okay, yeah, you learned that you're supposed to be humble, but now what came with that is that you be humble, but don't be stupid. Be humble, but don't give your power away like that. And it's like,
yes, very important.
You get more to it because you had to go through that experience. That's one thing I like discovered, or just came to me just now. But yeah, but I think you wanted to say some stuff.
I do.
Yeah,
I have plenty to say. Yes. So something I just learned, like, honestly, either like today or like I think today, like within this podcast, that the perception that I have of myself is inaccurate. How you see me and how I see myself are miles apart. Because I know what I'm thinking, I know what I'm feeling, I know what my intentions are. So I have that perception I have the sum of that. While you only see the physical and what I say. Like, as you speak, I'm watching myself and I'm like, I look mean as fuck. I'm like, why? Someone the other day said, okay, you don't look I don't look approachable. I'm like, really? Why? I'm a really nice guy, truly. Now I'm looking at myself. I wasn't saying anything. My face is very indifferent, but I look mean as hell. And I'm like, okay, now I see why. Before I would see myself, but whatever reason, it only clicked today that I look like I just look angry, but I'm not. I'm a really nice guy to talk to. Very easy to talk to me. I'm a great communicator. I love to have conversations. I can make you laugh just as easily as I love to laugh. It comes so naturally to me. And I've always been told that I'm the initiator, that I'm the one to start the conversation, that I'm the one to extend my hand to make a friend. And I think it's because when I'm speaking, you can hear the warmth in my voice. You can see the humility. You can experience the love. When I'm speaking, I'm getting to know you. But if I'm just standing here, like in a corner somewhere at a club, you're not going to talk to me because I don't look like someone you want to talk to. And now I know why. So it's kind of annoying because I would prefer to be the one who doesn't have to move and you come to me. Like, if you're interested in me sexually, I prefer if you come to me, talk to me. But I now know I have to be the initiator. I now know my solar plexus is so strong. It's probably one of the strongest in my body, like one of my stronger chakras, because it's so easy for me to just dive into stuff. So easy for me to just initiate things. But I wasn't aware of that until recently, until just now, that I don't look approachable, but I am. I really am. I really am approachable. I love to laugh. I love to have a good time, But yeah, every single person I've ever been interested in, like sexually as a friend, once I take the leap of faith and talk to them, whether it's like through friends or whatever, once I talk to them, I can see them letting their guard down, and I can also hear them telling me that they were afraid to talk to me. And now I know why. So I'm just going. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to like it, but what I feel I have to do is I just have to be the initiator and to start the conversation. If I like you, I have to talk to you. If I want to get to know you, I have to talk to you. Something he said is that we sometimes have to remove the idea of doing certain things that we think are best for us because they are not. I don't want to be the initiator. I do not. It is so much easier for me to just sit back, relax, and have you come to me, truly. But I know that it's not in my best interest because I know that a part of the reason I don't want to initiate it because I'm afraid. But I also know that the reason that I'm the great initiator is because people are afraid to initiate with me. So if I get rid of my fear, that'll open up several doors to being a communicator to other folks, to thriving in this area, to being abundant in this area, to having a love life in this one, dating this guy and doing stuff with that one. And, just open up different doors for me to be authentic, because me being the initiator is authentically me. It was the idea that it was not me that was inauthentic. And the reason I have this big fear about it is because I'm afraid of, I thought I knew who I was. And because I'm not, but because I'm not what I thought I was, I'm afraid of losing myself, even though I don't know who I am until I know. I now know, but before I did not. You see what I'm saying? I feel like that's some deep shit to know, because once you understand that this fear that you're experiencing is a reminder that you're currently existing in a space that you are not, it's easy for you to just dive into the fear, because the fear is just like it's like a wall of, hey, don't go over here. This is that's not you, but it is. You know what I mean? That's what energy is. It kind of gives you what you give it. So if you're afraid of it, it's going to give you fear. It's going to give you something to be afraid of. But if you just go through that, it'd be so much easier. So much easier. So what I'm going to do is just start talking to people. Just literally just say hi. I can be friendly. I can be friendly. I'm a server. That's what I do at my tables. I'm friendly as hell. I'm the initiator. It's the hardest part of my job, but it's something I do so naturally. To me, it's just like, once I'm done with that, it's easy. I feel like the work is done. Once I greet the table, done, money. Next, greet, done, money. That is the hardest part, but it's like, whatever. I do that naturally. I've been doing that for like a few years. I've been serving tables for like 3 years, I think. Damn. Yeah. I think 3. I don't know. Maybe 2. Whatever. It's been long enough for me to know that I'm the initiator. And I'm going to start initiating things. So yes. New things. I don't know what else. There's something else. Nope. Anything else you want to say? I want to pull some cards. Yeah. So you go. Hold the mic really quick. This is my Drew the Craft Tarot deck. I haven't put anything in this deck in a long time. I love this deck. Everything is like nature oriented, and I love the nature. I'm always at the park and stuff. I just came from the park actually, because the park I go to is connected to the intercoastal. It's connected to the water, so I put my feet in the water. Get a little damp and stuff, and I get grounded, connected to the trees and whatnot. But yeah. Someone just said something. Hi guys.
Hey, Karen.
Karen, I was gonna say Kareem. Wow. Karen.
Hey Karen, how are you?
I'm gonna pull cards for the highest good of those who are watching this, whether they're watching it now or wherever they're watching it, This one jumped out. 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands upright. Battle wounds are preventing you from experience. It's like you have your guard up, essentially. Your battle wounds are preventing you from allowing that love back in. This makes so much sense to me. Yes. Okay. So I had a situation at work that allowed me to understand that I kind of closed off a part of my being, because I used to be extremely nice to people. Like last year, my old job, I was the nicest person you would have ever known. And I felt like that was taken advantage of and I was misused. So I shut that off completely. Like nip, 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 no more, selfish as fuck all day, every day. And those were battle wounds. And I cut that part off of me, which is authentically me, because I'm just a nice guy. I love to help people. I want to help you. That's why I serve tables. I love food. I love to talk to people. I love to help them. It's just something that's very easy for me to do. But I was afraid of being used and abused again. So I cut that authentic cord off. And I became a shell of myself. And I wasn't attracting experiences that represented me. And I'm wondering, why am I going through this? Why am I experiencing this hardship? That hardship is not me. It's the battle wounds. So this card is telling you to let go of the battle wounds. If you look at the card, you can kind of see that yourself. He's like having these daggers facing forward, as if, but he also has his hand in like a tunic, implying that he's been through some shit. Now he's like, fuck that, I'm not going there again. You can put your head on this on these sticks if you want. You see what I'm saying? See where I got that from? So I don't have no idea what the 9 and the wands mean. That's how I read intuitively. I just look at the picture. I go, okay, done. It makes perfect sense to my life. It makes sense to what we're discussing in this podcast. That's how I do this. Yeah, I know I gave you a little tutorial, but yeah, there you go. That's for your benefit. Hi, Karen. You have any questions, my friend? Anything you want to ask? Inquire with? Anything you want to say, buddy? Interesting. I feel like we went over everything, right?
We pretty much did.
Yeah. Usually our podcast for like an hour and some change, maybe like almost an hour, but it's like 35 minutes right now.
That's what's up, Shanita. What's up? What's up?
Shanita's going to be on the podcast soon.
Yes, she is. I ain't putting your business out there, but she is out somewhere. She's out traveling. And I told her I cannot wait until she tells me more of that story, because her story is going to be amazing.
I told you already. Whenever we get that with her and whatnot, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have.
You love knowing that because I knew before Renee, you knew before Deborah, now you know before Shanita. I love that because all those. If you haven't seen those interviews, they're phenomenal, fucking phenomenal. Each of them. We have these. Every single one has at least one great phenomenal moment that is for me was like, damn, that is some good shit. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't seen them, make sure you watch them now.
Yeah. And Karen was talking to you.
Karen says, Darius, I feel you. I'm awesome when it comes to customer service, but when it comes to personal interactions, something makes me unapproachable. What do you think that something is? What do you think it is? For me, it's just, I just think my face is stern as hell. I just think like this is me now. I don't feel any emotion, but I feel like I'm it's kind of not intimidating, but just like, oh, I don't know if he's angry right now. I don't know. Is he going through some stuff? You know, but at the same time, who the hell is like naturally? Who is like that? Who is naturally just cheesing out the ass? You know? But what makes you feel you're unapproachable though? And if you are unapproachable, like you're probably just an initiator. You probably are the one who can to dive into something. You're probably the one who can dive into something and be authentically you and have it work for you. Because every time I've approached someone, every time I've approached someone I've been afraid to talk to, it's always been, oh, I didn't know. You know, I was actually interested in myself, but I was afraid to talk to you for X, Y, and Z. Unapproachable.
It's kind of funny you say that because that makes me think of I was going through that as well with my mentor in business one time actually talked to me about it, and people at work, they was talking about like that. What's wrong with you? You look like you're angry. I looked like I was really fucking angry, like whatever. And I was like, oh no, like I learned that when I'm thinking, I'm like out of it and I just have this face like, you know, whatever. Yeah. So I think, I don't know if this will help, but what I found is that I would kind of bring attention to it and I would joke about it. And what I discovered is that I would notice it on other people and I would mess around. Like there was a couple of guests, like she always had facial expressions like I would make them. And I would always just be like, I'm like, you got a facial expression too, huh? You looking pretty salty. It was like, it's just like, what do you mean? I was like, I just recognize. They say I look, you know, salty too. And she was like, and we were just laughing. And I noticed when I brought more attention to it and I made it funny, it became funnier. I don't know, it changed or whatever. People started laughing more. I guess I created it to be more approachable. But
Karen Joe says, I think it's because I shut down. I shut down because I feel everyone's energy and get overwhelmed. I can approach anyone if it's for someone else, like I'm an awesome wingman. But for me, cry, cry, cry. I'm glad you say that because I can approach women like nothing. Like, you're a female, let me talk to you right quick. There's no issue at all. So what I intend to do for the men I'm attracted to is apply that same kind of energy. Or something you can also do is, someone gave this, a friend of mine told me this, I can talk to you if I'm interested in you sexually as if I'm talking to my mother. Not to say that I love my mother in that way, but my mother, I'm very comfortable with her. She's my mom. I'm extremely goofy with her. The goofiest I am, I'm with her. So if I can do that with her, I can do it with you. You know, so if you can do that as a wingman, you can do it for yourself. Just don't think of it as, okay, don't think of that, but just like, oh, I'm just talking to somebody, you know? So it's truly the same thing. I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm gonna pull one more card. I'm inspired. I'm gonna pull a card from my spirit guide, Matape. Matape is wanting me to let you guys know that he is more than interested in to communicate with you guys for the purpose of growing your spiritual abilities. That is why I know him. That is why he's connected to me. That is why he's here to let you know. If you want to enhance your spirituality, if you want to become more intuitive, if you want to open your third eye, open your heart space, become more grounded, just enhance your spiritual abilities, Matape. Connect with him, set the intention, he's there, okay? So I'm going to pull a card for him. Ooh, 2 cards popped up. So I don't know how to pronounce it. The Thaddeaus. How do you pronounce that?
That is
Thaddeaus.
Thaddeaus. I think it's Thaddeaus. That's 2 F's, right?
F-F-E-R-Y-L-L-T.
I would go Thaddeaus. Thaddeaus.
The Thaddeaus reversed and the Centuron. So I'm going to have these here for a while as I speak on them. The Thaddeaus. Upright is someone who's concocted. It's essentially someone who's manifesting their future. They're constantly creating from a place of spiritual beliefs. But what you're actually doing is, because it's reverse, is you're creating internally, and because you're creating internally, you're creating negativity. This, you see this, like when you're not creating this negative energy is constantly, it's propelling itself. So instead of creating internally and creating what you think is what you want, experience and go from those experiences and create that way, because what you think you want is not what you want, and what you think you want is what you're getting this, and this is not what you want. You don't want that guy. You see that? That's not a cute guy. You know, you want someone like me. You know,
I mean, he feel like he could be friendly. Like if you just really just talk to him about his little antlers and whatnot.
Child, he about to fuck some shit up. Like truly,
I don't think
he about to fuck some shit up.
You have to understand. You have to look past that. Could be his bitch face, resting bitch. You have to look past that.
All right, if you say so.
He might really be nice in the inside. You know? No?
I don't know about that. Dang. But that applies to me greatly because I intend to feel like going through this experience of what I've gone through. I lived in my car for 2.5 months. I lived in my car for 2.5 months. I endured my restaurant knowing that and making fun of me as a result of that for the entirety of my stay in my car. And I had a lot of negative energy about that. I'm wondering, why am I going through this? What purpose did this serve me? And it's like okay, it's like I would be so tumultuous in my car that I get to work and the same energy would be there as well. I was creating that energy. I was holding on to that energy and I was creating that space as a spiritualist. And as a spiritualist, we have the power to create so much more deeply. You got that. Deeply. Yeah. Deep, right? Deeper. I don't know. Whatever. It sounded cool when I said it in my head. Whatever. That's fine. But yes. Are they hiding at the bottom? They weren't hiding. They were sleeping. So they were sleeping. That's the thing about it. They didn't know they're creating it. That's the magic of this card. You create this negativity, but you don't even know you're doing it. You're pointing the finger. That's what I was doing. Not anymore. Are you doing that? Don't do it.
They were sleeping.
Sure, they tired. What you mean? They both said that right quick. They tired.
They had a good time.
Had a good time. Titties out, ass out, everything. Good time. Damn, I don't know why, but I feel like this is what we were meant to discuss. I don't like nothing else is coming to me. Usually I have like something comes, but we're at the 41-minute mark. I want to like give you guys an hour. You have any questions? Anything you guys want to discuss?
Yeah, because we're still kind of going through our whole. That's why energy is a little off or nothing, but it's just like we're still in the phase of sorts, and it might be talked about next week. But
I feel like it will be because I feel like the full moon didn't really start until the full moon came. Like I feel like it kind of like the introduction phase was the week of the full moon, but the middle of it didn't start to the full moon. That's last Thursday. So I feel like the middle will end on this Thursday, but it won't end again until the following Thursday. I feel like there's a three-week process, honestly. Because like the week before the full moon was weird as shit. I mean, weird. Like the energy at work was weird as hell. It was just weird. It's very weird. This week it's like, it's me coming into my power, me coming to be at peace with the weirdness that occurred before. And I feel like next week is the result of that power, the result of coming to peace with what was. Truly. Yeah, it's very weird.
I'm with you.
Usually the full moon doesn't like affect me in this way, but like, yeah, it's very, like, I feel like all of my life is changing. And I'm noticing the others as well, though. That's the thing. And usually the full moon, for me, it's like a very, like, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know, nothing cray-cray. Some of it was cray-cray this time, like truly cray-cray. So yeah, you guys have any questions or anything? What are we doing with the podcast next? Maybe we're going to give them something. I know we're going to do the interview with Shinda Love. I feel like he's like the secretary, honestly. I feel like I do the computer stuff, but he's like the secretary. He communicates with all the guests, unless I know them personally, but he's the one that's doing all the emailing and stuff, you know? Yeah, that works for him. He does the videos on Instagram. Yeah, he's like that guy. He does all that stuff.
I don't know.
Something smells really good. You smell that?
I don't know.
You smell like fire grid artichokes. That's very precise, right? But we had those in my job. I smell that, and it just smells like that. I smell like a grill is out. The artichokes are on there. You like artichokes?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't even know what artichokes are.
They're vegan, so you might like them.
Oh.
Truly, I don't know how to describe them. It's like a leaf, and you you scrape your. I feel like you'll like it. It's fun to eat.
Oh, I guess I'll see.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap too.
Why did I think that was a fish though?
Because there's ackee in like redfish and ackee or something. I don't know. I don't know, but no, that's definitely not a fish.
I thought artichoke was a fish.
Oh no, that's like a.
This is where now y'all
like
see like my intelligence level. I thought artichoke was a fish.
Oh, you good?
Okay, though.
You good?
I still don't know my 50 states, so it's fine.
Who does? No one watching this knows all of them. No, I can type them out now. You don't know them because you don't know them. That's why. Just saying.
Damn. But I don't know. We'll have to see what happens next. Like,
yeah,
we're still in our whole evolving phase.
truly.
So,
let's discuss things that don't have to do with evolving, or we can discuss things we've been going through. Like I've been guided to go like through this smoothie detox. That is so not me at all. Like I mean, I like smoothies, but bitch, I want to eat, you know. But I've been guided to do it by my spirit guides, so I'm going to do it.
what you said? Love them taste
Bud parties. Yeah, they are pretty good. Yes.
Speaking of taste buds, Darius has interesting taste buds.
Do I? I mean, yes, I do. And I'm being guided to go vegan, like vegan again. Yeah, which is kind of annoying because I do like meat. You know, I don't mind butchering a pig right quick. You know, what's up? I'm down. I literally eat everything but watermelon, honeydew, cantaloupe. Everything else is fine. Bitch, everything is fine. But those three things, and I wish I ate them, but I do not. But I wish I did. They don't taste good to me, but I would love to eat them because I love food. But I know that my intuition and my intuitive abilities is why I'm here on this planet Earth, is why I incarnated. That is why I incarnated. I incarnated to help you incarnate and to be aware of your incarnation. And a part of that process is for me to become at least vegetarian. But knowing me, like he said, I'm also an extreme person. So I'm more than aware that balance isn't really a thing for me. Harmony is. But harmony to me is extreme. Like I want to dive into stuff. I don't want to just casually do it. You know, pacing myself is important. So perhaps I should pace myself to the extremity, but once I get there, I need to be aware that I'm in it. And veganism for me is the extreme for me. So I will be transitioning back to veganism. I will still be eating meat for now, but I will definitely be making more conscious decisions as I go. And I will definitely be stripping away the meats slowly but surely. Steak, chicken, that's fine. Beef, whatever. Seafood would be an issue. Seafood would be more of an issue, but that's fine as well. It's the cheese, bitch. It is the cheese for me. It's the dairy. Not even dairy, nigga, just cheese. I can live without other stuff, but cheese for me is like life, you know. And vegan cheese is good. It is good. It's not bad at all. I'm not saying that, but sometimes you just want that blue cheese, that very hardcore, like that shit that punches you in the face. That's what I love. The cheese. If a cheese can like make me go like that when I smell it, like yes, bitch, that's what I want. I'm down. I want to feel like intimidated about the cheese. I want to feel insulted about the cheese. That's what I go for. But yeah, you guys. I guess my taste buds are weird. I don't think so. I just love food. Indeed. But so I'll be doing a smoothie detox. I'll be using watercress. Watercress is great for decalcifying the pineal gland, intuition up the ass. I'll be using coconut water, coconut milk, watercress. Coconut in general is very high vibration. Coconut oil is phenomenal for the skin. Look at that mug. You know what I'm talking about. Coconut oil is really good. Coconut milk is really good. Coconut water is really good.
Ew, Shanita, olives, ew.
Yeah, olives are nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll eat them. I'll eat them. I won't pay for them though. I'll eat them. I won't pay for them. Yeah. But yeah, what else? Watercress, coconut water, coconut milk. I think that's it. I don't know what else I'll put in my smoothie. Okay, spinach. I need my protein. Yeah. But yeah, dude, I don't know. You wanted to say something? I don't know what else we're discussing.
I know you were saying like, you know, stuff that we're experiencing.
Yeah.
I think I kind of said it on my end. I'm still on mine.
Maybe stuff that isn't like so spiritual.
You kind of do any, you know, but you know, what's coming to mind is like when you're saying, why did I incarnate? I think we should have like a session and when we do our interviews of just like asking them, why did you incarnate? Why did you, John Smith, why did you incarnate?
I think that comes up whether we know it or not. Every time it comes up, when I was just be more intentional with it. I think it always comes up though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of has to. Because we asked Ducci, we asked Deborah, Renee we asked her as well. We only had 3 interviews.
4. No. Who was it?
Deborah, Renee, Ducci. That's all I can think of.
Yeah.
Damn, I feel like it's so much more than that.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
There's only 3.
Interesting. Yeah, it comes up every time.
Okay.
Yeah. We should interview the peace dealer.
Yeah.
Here we go. People who are watching probably know us because of that guy, you know? Why not?
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. She said, what? Well, something interesting happened. I woke up in a little while ago to hearing my names called, but it was Athena. Athena.
Oh, this is the Athena. Athena, the goddess, the goddess.
Yeah, but I'm seeing you as that energy because you are, I don't want to say stern, but like when you're focused, you have your bitch face on when you're focused. That is your version of bitch face. when you just focus in your zone of like, okay, I'm paying attention to this and that energy comes out. So perhaps that voice was calling to you to bring out the energy more, even when you're not focused. Just bring it up now, perhaps.
That's interesting, Athena.
And then I see that according to mythology, Athena created the olive tree. Nice. Okay, but yeah, look into that, Shanita. Look into bringing out that intensity when you're not focused. Just naturally bring it out more.
Yeah, Athena's cool. I've had a couple of talks with Athena myself. She is very serious, very. If you meditate and talk with her, I mean, obviously you'll have your own experience with her, but because of me and her relationship, it's very funny. But she's a serious type, very focused on her stuff, and she does not have time for the BS. I'm sorry I'm laughing. It's just good times. But yeah, Athena is funny. She's real cool, very strong, very, very strong. So definitely talk with her if you feel guided to. But she's good times.
Karen Joe says, hey guys, I lost connection, but I'm back now. Just wanted to let you guys know that ever since I spoke to you guys a few weeks ago, things have definitely been different. Yes, Karen. How so for you? I want to know what you specifically were going through. But I completely do. I completely agree. Like this, I feel like for you, all of your change is like you said, internal. For me, it is external. Because for me, perception is plays a lot of role into like the resistance I have within myself. How I'm at peace with all that I do, but for whatever reason, when it comes to your perspective of what I do, I get timid. But if I cut you off completely, I'm flying high. I love what I do. I'm comfortable in it. I'm confident in it, but I'm afraid to say that to you. So do I really love what I do? Am I really confident? That's what this full moon was for me. It was taking all the things I love to do and throwing it in the world's face and me having to adapt. What do? Stand in my power. Be at peace with what has been done. This is me. It's authentically me, But yeah, I want to know what changes you were undergoing yourself. Be precise, if possible.
Oh yeah.
Internal, external. Attractive now. I'm kidding.
Perception, right?
Perception.
Perception.
Yes.
Yeah. That perception. Just saying.
But yeah. And it makes sense about me not really being drawn to a lot of rambunctious people, even though I have that side of me, because all of my close friends are also very chill, but we get rambunctious. We don't always stay there, but we get there. Chill, but rambunctious. That comes out. Everyone I'm close with, ever have been close with, is always that way, but yet I gravitate towards someone who's flying off the ceiling. Why?
So am I rambunctious? Is that what you're trying to say?
At times, which is great. So am I.
How so?
We get crazy.
I think I'm not crazy at all.
Yeah, but it's interesting though, with this whole full moon thing. I must say, yeah, it has been an interesting journey for me. Mostly just been internally. Like I said, I go through a lot of stuff internally, and it changes the way I operate and do things, my perceptions, abilities, awareness, and stuff like that. And it was just interesting. I'm very mental, but I've learned that I question that now ever since I've been getting more into being into my heart and discovering more of what's in my heart and how that operates. And just being there, it just made me question, gosh, it's like if you had a body and you only just worked with it from the brains, but then when somebody gives you a heart and everything's able to circulate and flow, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling a heartbeat. I'm feeling blood flowing. What is this? It was a very interesting experience, and I'm still going through it. I must say though, it does feel like a lot of energy is coming from just my chest. That's been happening too. But on an external note though, I have been tired as fuck though. Now that I think about it, because though I do go through a lot of stuff internally, there are either one or two signs externally or physically with my body that goes on. But I have, because of this change, I guess, I have been so fucking tired. I was telling him, what day was that? I think it was Saturday, because I work on the weekends. I was so tired. I had got some sleep, and I think I went to bed at 2. I had to wake up at 10 to be to work at 11. Mind that. So from 2 to 10, that's plenty enough sleep.
That's a shit ton of sleep.
Right?
That's like roll out of bed casually feeling like love. Kind of sleep,
I didn't get that.
People thrive for that. They don't get that either.
I ain't get that. I woke up so tired that I turned over, like literally I'm turning over to turn the fan off. And I felt like I used so much energy doing that. I had to take a 5-minute nap. Then I was like, okay, I had turned over and then I had to mentally brace myself for the day and get up. But because I was mentally bracing myself, I had to take a 5-minute nap from thinking. And after the 5-minute nap, I was like, okay, I need to get up. I was so tired and I was so late. Mind this, I was supposed to be to work at 11. I didn't text nobody that I was going to be late. I showed up there and I think I clocked in. It was 11:24 when I was in the parking lot. So I think I clocked in 11:30 and I walked in there and it was like, oh, what's up? And I was just like, yeah, whatever. And it was like, dang, dude, you look tired. I'm like, I know. And I feel it. But I was so done. And I don't know. I don't know. It's just been crazy. And I've just been so tired lately. But what I'm noticing now is starting to transition to where it's like I feel like a lot of energy is coming from my chest now, so my body's just adjusting to it. And I mean, I can feel it and see it, it's adjusting to it. But I'm noticing that it's requiring me to actually, yeah, that's something I forgot to think about. Talk about. I'm noticing that because of this change with my heart space, I noticed that I have to pace myself more than I have been, and I have to stop during my day and be to myself, turn my phone off and be to myself. I have to have those moments in time.
I agree with that.
Like for the past few days, I'll get off of work and then immediately I just come to me, turn the phone off or put the phone on.
That's great for you because usually after work you do stuff. Always.
Yeah.
You do stuff. Yeah, it's very true.
Because I'm that type. I run off the energy. I'm like, all right, let's do it all, get it out the way. And then when it's done, I'm done. But it came to me. It was just not come to me. It was just naturally. I was just like, either I turn my phone off or turn it on, put it on airplane mode and just like vibe to Janae, because I love her. Vibe to her. And I just been doing it. I just been chilling by the water. And I've noticed that for me, I need those moments. It's starting to become mandatory that I get those moments of peace or to myself. And once I do that, do what I need to do, I'm better for whatever else I need to do. Like, for example, that day I had to go take my grandma, I had to do grocery shopping. Normally I would have been annoyed. But when I had stopped and I took a moment for me for I think it was an hour or two, I had called her and I was like, yeah, what did you need? And I felt so good. It did not bother me. I was like unbothered. I walked right into Walmart. That's the whole story in itself. I walked right into Walmart, in and out, and I was just like, wow, this feels good. Dropped off her stuff. I didn't have an attitude with my grandma. I wasn't in too much of a rush to get out the house, but it was just really good. And I noticed that during this change, it's what's been for me, it's like you need to slow down, stop, be in this moment. Like that's been the biggest thing, like slow down, stop, be in this moment, and just you don't have to go do all of this for right now. Just be in this moment. Now, mind you this, we're doing podcast stuff. There's a project that I'm working on. There's work. Then there's business stuff. And then there's another new business thing that I'm going on. So everything is like flowing and doing its stuff. But it's just like, stop. Take an hour or two and just stop. Honor, like it was when I was talking about honor yourself. Usually my honor myself, that's a day process, but this has been like, nah, take moments. And I just been kind of going with the flow. Like I went to the park. I took that moment to be by this park. Then I did an errand. Then I helped my sister. After that, then I just felt led to go to the beach. Instead of going home, I went straight to the beach. I had my sheet and I laid out there, and then it just felt really good. And then I came back home and I was just like, I noticed I was refreshing myself. It felt like a big refresher. So that's just kind of like something that I've been noticing with this whole change. It's been like, stop, slow down. Everything is working for you. Everything is happening. Everything is going perfectly as planned. You don't need to, go crazy. Just take these moments. And what I'm learning is that these moments that you take, this hour or two for yourself, is going to greatly impact the other things that's happening around you. But that's just something I've been noticing, and it's just like I think that's what the tiredness is kind of doing. It's like making me like slow down. And I noticed that your body will respond and have you do certain things when you need to do certain things. So like me being tired like all the time is just like, okay, it's working out. Because I think yesterday? I worked yesterday. Did I work yesterday?
Today's Tuesday. You worked yesterday.
I worked yesterday. I don't remember what yesterday was, but I do remember that I was tired-ish, kind of, sort of, maybe, and I wanted to take my ass straight home, but I didn't. And and then I went to the park, and then I felt refreshed. So I've just been noticing, like, I've been doing stuff for myself that's like much needed, and it's making me better for everybody.
And it's funny because it's so interesting how our lives parallel. It is so funny to me because he's been opening his heart. As you know, that's always my go-to. But I've been recently going to my third eye without question. I wasn't a third eye kind of guy. I thought it was too trendy. Like, oh, third eye, cool. Well, no, I was more of the heart space kind of guy because I like to feel that shit. I want to feel stuff, you know. And lately, I've been going to my third eye. Something I've also been doing. It's so very easy for me to have time to myself. It's like that's what he is now doing, which I do that shit all the time. Ignore your phone calls. So now I'm feeling like I need to come home and do stuff. Come home, don't relax, do stuff. Go running, clean my house, do stuff. That way I get it all out of the way and then I can relax, like he was doing before. But it's just interesting how our lives are very parallel. So yeah, I'm more of the external guy. He's more of the internal while having the external byproduct. My internal byproduct would be, let's see, just peace of mind, I guess. Like, oh, okay, now I know what I need to do. Like, now I get what I need to do. I'm feeling more comfortable than I've been in a while. I'm feeling much a higher level of ease. I'm feeling a greater sense of confidence in who I am, you know? And yeah, I'm really enjoying this space because I now know what I need to do. I'm having these great epiphanies. You know, I'm having these great moments of where I need to take my career. If you follow my YouTube page, I haven't posted a video in forever. And I now know why. I wasn't interested, but it was also because I burnt out in a way and I didn't know I could do that. Honestly, I didn't know that was an option. So now I'm being called to just pace out the videos, pace out this timing between them. Before I was posting I would do like 24 fucking videos in a week, casually, weekly. This with no problem. Now I'm like, okay, maybe once or twice a video, you know, maybe a video here, maybe 3 videos a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, not even on the same day. I do 7 videos in one day and just release it and be on my life. Now I'm being required to do small stuff. So if you follow my YouTube channel, I will be posting more. I will start back the live series that I was doing before, but it won't be nearly as much because I was just tired as hell, just fucking exhausted all the time, and that's not okay. You know, so now I'm wanting to just relax, but also at the same time still be more adamant with what I'm doing. Okay. If you have any questions about anything, now would be the time to ask. I feel we're on the way out. I think we hit the hour mark. We talk with the guests and stuff. I feel like I don't know. There's nothing else I really want to discuss. See, I went away because when we're speaking to them, they're like 30 seconds behind. So I'm gonna wait like 30 seconds to see. And I'm gonna remind you guys to like this video. Make sure you share this with a friend.
If you don't, it's gonna hurt our feelings, right?
Yeah, or just find you and destroy you. That also work.
But that would be unspiritual, like.
Sure, please. No, we're not.
It would hurt our feelings deeply.
So just like the video, share with a friend. And yeah, you guys, I look forward to hearing from you. If maybe you don't have any questions, let us. If you do have any questions, let us on the email below. In the email address, you can contact us. Go to our website, hit the contact page. I believe you can message us on YouTube as well, and go to our emails too. I don't know how you do that though. Charles, it's on there somewhere. Maybe
they can comment.
Yeah, if you leave a comment, yeah, you can do that as well. Also, if you want to be interviewed by us, whether you're like a psychic or not, if you're watching this, you are interview ready. Honestly, if you are at this vibrational place to receive this interview, to receive what we're saying right now, you're ready to be on the podcast. So if you want to do that, leave a comment below. Shanita Love, it will be on the podcast very soon. You know, so what you are, I don't know. I wouldn't consider her like, I was going to say Mufasa, but he's not very spiritual. I was going to I don't consider her the Pope. You know, I consider her like a normal person. If you feel like you're a normal person, email us. You're more than welcome to come on the podcast and have a good time.
Yeah, but the requirements that he left out is that you have to have 10 spirit guides minimum. Your heart chakra has to be very green and spiraling like clockwise. Your third eye, specifically your third eye, it has to be glowing, and your crown chakra has to just be slightly open. We can't have you too much getting with the cosmos. We need you at a certain spot. And that root chakra, not too stable, but like
Stable enough.
Stable enough.
Yeah.
The sacral, I'm gonna need you not to be feeling that. So we're gonna need that off.
Wow.
And the solar place.
You're doing the most.
That is the requirement.
Okay, so yes, if you meet those requirements, email us. We'll be happy to interview you about the random shit you have going on in your life, whether it's important to what we deem the podcast goal or not. Like Ducci's a freaking rap producer, but we made it a spiritual interaction because we're all spiritual, you know. And if you watch it and you receive something, you were meant to receive it when you received it, you know. So don't feel as if you have to do these great things. You can be watching TV, shaking your ass, you know. You can discuss your experience with the podcast. It doesn't need to be anything grand at all, because in reality, it's all grand because it's yours, you know.
You have to save at least a minimum of 3 people and a dog and 1 cat.
No
birds.
We don't like birds here. All right, you guys. But yeah, we'll be seeing you guys at least next Tuesday. We might have something sooner. I'm sorry. That was fucking dope.
That's what's up.
Ducci's, right? See, that's nice. She liked the Ducci interview, but Ducci wasn't like a pastor or anything. He was just a rap producer. That's pretty awesome, right? But yeah. So you guys.
Alrighty,
See ya.
See y'all later. Be good. See you on the west side, east side, north side, south side, inside.
You hit stop whenever you want.
And
you might keep going. So
I'm done. All right, I'm done. I'm good. You can do it. You can press the button.
I usually press it.
I'm gonna let you press it.
Well, that was